All right. Want to welcome everybody out tonight. My name is Josh Anderson, one of the co-founders here at 7K Metals, and it's a privilege and an honor for me to take a few minutes tonight and join with all of you in sharing with you a little bit about 7K Metals, what it is we do here, what we're all about, how our company functions and works. And at the end of tonight, we're going to have a little bit of training, and we're going to open up question and answer. So at any time, if you have any questions tonight, feel free to type those into the chat section or into the question and answer. And when we get to the question and answer tonight, if you type them in the question and answer, I'll gladly answer all of them and take the time to do that. And so as co-founders of this company, we feel like it's extremely important for us to take time each week to get to know you. And this is a setting where no matter where you are, whether you're Ellen or Luke all the way out in Michigan tonight, whether you're Linda all the way out in Arco, Idaho, whether you're up in Montana, whether you're we have people on from California, Texas, Florida, we're here for you, and this is a chance for us to interact with you in a setting where we can answer all your questions, we can participate with you. And so we appreciate you coming with us tonight. We're going to jump right into a quick opportunity meeting tonight because we have quite a few guests with us on the webinar tonight for the first time. They've come here to check out 7K Metals and find out a little bit about us. And so we're going to go through a little opportunity meeting tonight first, and then we're going to get into some training. So we're going to start right out why did we start 7K Metals? You know, why does 7K Metals even exist? What's its purpose? Well, here at 7K Metals, we understand that there are two industries that have been taking advantage of you and millions of people like you for decades. Now, these two industries are industries that we love as owners of 7K Metals, but they needed reform. They needed help. These industries had great problems. And we always say, you know, as the four owners here at the company, myself, Zach Davis, Richard Hansen, and Roger Ball, we look for opportunities in the world. And we always feel like opportunities are nothing more than problems that are large problems that need a solution. And if you can find a solution to a problem, and if the problem's big enough and the solution is big enough, you have a great opportunity. And that's what 7K Metals is. It was born out of us finding that there are two industries out there that are greatly taking advantage of people. Well, we believe fundamentally that you can be financially independent through owning precious metals and become a real entrepreneur with a legitimate and legal business opportunity. What does that look like? Well, with over 100 years of network marketing experience, the founders of 7K Metals are changing these two industries, the industries of precious metals and the referral marketing model. With 7K Metals, you are no longer chained to the ideas of the past. You can now create wealth and income for your family. You are free to build your future with our revolutionary business model. So we're going to talk tonight how 7K Metals is changing the precious metals purchasing experience. We'll get into some of the details on that in a minute, and how we've totally changed the way people interact with a referral marketing company. Let me start tonight, though, by sharing a little bit about inflation. Okay, how does inflation work in wages? Because these are things that fundamentally you kind of have to understand in order to understand why precious metals are so valuable and so important for every single person in the world. You see, currently, there is no way that your current wage can ever keep pace with inflation. Your purchasing power is being diminished every single day. And you just have to stop and think about this in the last 10 years, for example. We don't even have to think very far back. But let's think about a few items in the last 10 years that have greatly gone up in price. For example, let's go back 15 years, 20 years. How much was a gallon of gas? How much was a gallon of gasoline? Well, 25 years ago, when I was in high school, I remember putting gas in the truck every day for 79 to 89 cents. It cost me $13 to fill up the Toyota pickup, right? Can we do that today? Well, we've seen gas go all the way up to $4 and $5, and now we're around the $3 mark, right? That's inflation. Think about milk. What did milk cost 10 years ago? What does it cost today? How about things like automobiles? My goodness. If you've bought a car in the last 10 years, a new vehicle in particular, you've really seen it. I have this disease, okay? I know it's a disease. I know it's a problem. My wife thinks I should work on it, but I haven't yet. I really like to drive a new pickup. And I got this disease where, like, every August, I go pick up a new pickup. Well, I got to tell you, 10 years ago, a brand new diesel pickup cost $30,000. 5 years ago, a brand new diesel truck cost $40,000. A year ago, a brand new diesel pickup cost $54,000. A brand new pickup this year costs $67,000. The pickup's gone up $20,000 a year this year okay? I'm sorry, $16,000 this year. That's what's inflation. That's where most people's wages didn't increase $16,000 a year, but the price of a brand new diesel pickup went up $16,000. And so you have to understand that every day in the world, things are inflating in price, and your purchasing power, your US dollar or your Canadian dollar, you name it, is diminishing in value, okay? Its purchasing power is going down. Well, what's the answer? Well, we're going to talk tonight about precious metals, gold and silver in particular, and their purchasing power, how they don't change. So I'm going to share with you a couple examples that I think are pretty poignant to point out the purchasing power of gold and silver. First of all, a gold coin, okay? In the late 1800s, 1 ounce of gold, one single ounce of gold could buy you a custom tailored suit or a Colt Peacemaker firearm, okay, the gun that won the West, right? So in the 1800s, when you got the Sears and Roebuck magazine, in order to buy the Colt Peacemaker pistol, you would either buy it for a $20 bill or 1 ounce of gold, right? Well, folks, I want you to think about that, okay? Is there any way that you could walk into a gun store today or into a custom tailored shop to get a suit and purchase for a $20 bill either of those products? No way. But in today's world, that same 1 ounce of gold, if you walk it into your local gun dealer or into a tailor or a high-end suit or clothing manufacturer, retailer, 1 ounce of gold will gladly and easily buy you any new firearm on the shelf, because 1 ounce of gold's worth over $1,200 today. And $1,200 will still buy you a custom suit and will still buy you a Colt firearm on the shelf today. That's what I mean by over the hundreds of years, the purchasing power of gold has not been diminished. 1 ounce of gold purchases today the same amount of product it purchased 230 years ago. Think about that. But the $20 bill cannot do that, right? Here's another illustration that I love, especially for a lot of you like cars. I know we have a lot of people on the webinar who actually would love to have the car on the screen. A 1965 fastback Mustang, right? This is a very coveted car. And in 1965, silver, 1 ounce of silver was worth $1, okay? So in 1965, you could purchase this car brand new from the dealership for either $2,500 or 2,500 ounces of silver, right? Well, folks, is there any way we can take $2,500 cash money into the dealership today and buy a new Ford Mustang? Absolutely not, right? Inflation has ruined that $2,500. But do you know that if you had 2,500 pieces of silver, 2,500 ounces of silver, that you could buy 2 Ford Mustangs today? That's how the purchasing power of gold and silver hasn't changed even in most of your lifetimes, right? Since 1965, it's kept pace with society and with the markets, and it has allowed the same purchasing power that it's always had. That's the power of precious metals, okay? So you have to ask yourself, if we understand that precious metals have that same buying power and and inflation doesn't ruin those things, why don't people have them? Well, there's 2 main reasons, right? These 2 main reasons are quite simple. Number 1, they're confused about price and they don't know who to trust. And number 2, they don't have the extra money to buy it. So let's talk about these for a minute. Why are people confused? If they know they should own precious metals, they know they should have some gold and silver, why are they so confused about where to buy it? And why do they distrust people that sell it? One of the major reasons is because every day there's hundreds of commercials on the TV or on the radio that bombard us telling us that buy it from this company, buy it from this company. They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year in advertising to get you to buy it, right? And because of that, there's a great deal of distrust because we don't know if we're getting a good price. We don't know if we're being taken advantage of. We don't know if we're overpaying. We don't know any of those things. All we know is that we don't know where to go get it. And then there's a major trust factor because there's all kinds of companies out there, mostly in China and Africa, that sell junk gold and silver. Tungsten that they pass off as gold. They sell fake silver or they sell unpure silver to you and charge you full price. Then you go have it assayed and you find out it's worth nothing, right? So there's a great deal of distrust in the space. They don't know where to buy it. But the second reason we're going to get to in a minute is really important. Most people This is buying gold and silver, precious metals, has always been a game of kings and queens, right? It's always been the royalty, the rich, the famous who could purchase gold and silver. The middle class of America and the average person couldn't. They didn't have the extra money. So we're going to talk about how we've solved those two major problems. So let's talk about the first one for a minute. There should be a great deal of distrust and confusion from people buying precious metals because they've been being taken advantage of by a large scale for decades and decades and actually hundreds and hundreds of years. Here's how the precious metals industry works. First of all, it gets pulled out of the ground at great labor and great expense, correct? If you've ever watched the TV series Gold Rush, hey, those guys are working pretty hard and they may not ever make any money, right? And then that gold ends up at the U.S. Mint, for example. Here in the United States, the U.S. gold and silver has to end at the U.S. Mint to be turned into coinage or bars. The U.S. Mint turns around and sells it to 10 authorized dealers, okay? Those 10 authorized dealers then turn around and sell it to wholesalers. Those wholesalers then turn around and sell it to brokers. Brokers then turn around and sell it to the retailer, and the retailer turns around and sells it to the customer. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No wonder there's great confusion and distrust in the space of precious metals. Do you see how many hands are in the cookie jar? You see all the markup they've got in gold and silver? Each one of those touch points marks the product up 2 to 5% individually before they resell it. So by the time it gets to the end user, sometimes there's 12 to 20 to 33% markup on a piece of gold or silver. Well, 7K Metals has changed that model forever. Okay? Never again will people buy that way. Never again will people be taken advantage of in that way. We live in 2017. We live in a time and an era of transparency. We're used to business models right now changing to be more transparent, not have all those different touch points for markup. How do we do it? Well, we did it through something we're all very familiar with. Here at 7K Metals, we offer a membership. We have a membership model that's so simple. Our membership is a value. You purchase a 7K Metals membership and it allows you to buy as much or as little gold or silver as you want in an annual period, a 1-year period, at actual wholesale cost. Think about that. In that little diagram, it went U.S. Mint, authorized dealer. You get to buy it at the authorized dealer price. Okay? Wow. So our members pay an annual membership fee, just like you do at Costco or Sam's Club. We're all familiar with those. I promise most of us have one, if not both of those cards in our wallet. Where we're used to paying the Sam's Club and Walmarts of the world an annual fee to be able to get great discounts and great benefits when we walk in their doors. Well, we've done the same thing for precious metals. You can buy as much or as little metals, whether you want to buy one coin or a million, we don't care. Whether you want to buy thousands and thousands of dollars worth or millions of dollars worth, or you want to buy just one silver eagle for around $19. You're going to pay the cheapest price in the industry and in the world because you're buying at actual wholesale. Think about that. We also offer the highest buyback price in the industry. It's not good enough just to buy precious metals. You got to have a place to resell it and get the highest price back. Instead of taking it to your local pawn shop or coin dealer where you're going to get 60, maybe 70 cents on the dollar, you're going to get max price. You're going to get a higher price than the pawn shop and the coin dealer can actually get when they melt down or sell back gold and silver because they can't get this buyback price because they're way down the chain. So we have absolute no price markups on our product, and we have a membership of great value. You get to buy as much or as little precious metals at the best price in the world. Really simple model, correct? Now, a couple other things that our membership allows you to do, okay? So our members get to buy all of the gold and silver they want at actual wholesale cost. That's our wholesale buying process. We also offer specialty coins, okay? Our members get access to specialty once-in-a-lifetime opportunities that would never come across our desk, that hardly ever end up at a coin dealer's shop even, okay? Because these are products that are so special that the wholesalers of the world hold them back and only release them to their best clients, okay? Well, because of our buying power, and because we have thousands on thousands on thousands of members already in our company, we get very, very unique once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. Specialty coins will come across for you to buy that you would never have an opportunity to buy, like first-day issue silver Cougarans that came out this year, or first-day issue silver pandas, one of only 30,000 ever struck, right? These coins, because they're specialty items, have the ability to go up much, much more in value for you, and you get once-in-a-lifetime opportunities to purchase them. So that's one of the benefits of our membership as well. So you might be asking, how much does our membership cost? Our membership is a $250 annual membership, and it allows you to purchase as much or as little precious metals as you want at actual wholesale cost. You have one of our memberships, you're what we consider to be a member here at 7K Metals. Now, members also get access to those specialty coins. We're going to talk a little bit later about our Coin of the Month program that's just out of this world insane. It's a way that over 30 years, you could easily bank up over $1 million in silver really easily. We'll talk about that in a little while. But also, when you pick up one of our memberships, it also creates a tracking center in our database. This is a tracking center much like your Delta Airlines ticket counter. We're going to keep track of points and referrals below you so that if you want, we can pay you a commission. And you might say, well, Josh, why is the company interested in paying me a commission? Well, remember how there was two problems that we set out to address? Number one was the precious metals industry was not transparent and had 6 levels of markup. We had to fix that, okay? Second, there's this giant second problem of most people cannot afford gold or silver. They can't afford to buy a little extra silver every single month to stash away for a rainy day to bank it up. So we built a way through a referral marketing model that the non-professional network marketer can make above average income, and we do it really, really, really simple. We boiled down network marketing, referral marketing, to its simple, most basic form that allows everyone to win, okay? So every time a membership sold in our system, it also generates this tracking center where we're going to track sales left and right, okay? You're going to have a left team and you're going to have a right team. So let's walk through how some of that might look, okay? We're all about building residual income here and helping you build a financial future that allows you to have the hopes and dreams that you want, okay? So I'm going to refer quickly to an old model. This is the old network marketing, referral marketing model that most of you are familiar with. This illustration of the company is out there in the world, and the company is bringing in all this money, and the company is trickling out those funds a little bit at a time to just a few associates, okay? That model is horrible. That model has taken advantage of thousands and millions of people around the world. This model has terrorized families, made them believe that they could make millions of dollars a year in network marketing only to leave them destitute and with no product of value, okay? Well, we've set out to change that model. The way we're changing that model is we have to think about it totally different. We have to see it as our whole objective is to pay as many people as we possibly can as much commission as physically as we're able to and still run a company. How do we do that? Well, we've opened the floodgates in network marketing, and we've done it with a revolutionary process that we're going to talk about in a second. That's a binary cycle pay that pays the largest step checks that have ever been paid in the history of this industry, okay? And here's what you have to understand about our compensation plan. First and foremost, that we have 2 objectives, and these objectives are really clear. Our first one is we really have to teach financial literacy and secure your independence through owning precious metals. That's objective number 1. We firmly, deep down in our hearts, know that every single man, woman, and child in America needs to own precious metals. They got to have it, they got to collect it, they got to store it for a rainy day, for the future, as a hedge against inflation, or as just a safe place to put some money. Okay, we fundamentally believe that. But our second objective is really important to us. We want to create leaders and entrepreneurs that can thrive in an ever-changing global market. These global markets today are changing so rapidly because of technology. Jobs that were thought of 20 years ago to be the best jobs in America to go out and get, to go to college for, and to achieve, are washing up and drying up every single day because of technology. And if we don't find a way as a society to create real leaders and to build real residual business opportunities, we're going to leave so many families by the wayside that are never going to be able to participate because they've been skilled in industries that are disappearing. That's the second objective we have here, is we have a product, a service, and an opportunity here at 7K Metals that can make it so you can thrive over the next 50 years. Something that you can do that technology can't eliminate, can't get rid of, and can't replace, okay? So here's how it works. Most people come into our company as a customer. They purchase one of our memberships. They come in, pay $250 a year. They get a membership, and they begin to accumulate points. I'll show you what those points look like and mean in just a second. But they again begin to accrue team points once they have a membership. And once they have 500 points on each team, they may choose to become an associate and begin earning referral commissions with 7K Metals. So we have the simplest of simple compensation plan. It fits on a single sheet of paper. And notice how big the words are in the letters. We're not talking about cramming in 6-point font to make it fit on a sheet of paper. Here's how it works. The top, you can come in as a customer. We just talked about that. We have an associate option, but literally less than 1% of our people ever come in as an associate because it's not that awesome, right? It's not the way to do it. People come in as a customer. Here's the 2 ways in the center of the sheet to earn money, okay? You earn money when people buy memberships and when people buy a coin of the month. We'll talk about the coin of the month in a minute. How much was a membership? Well, a membership costs $250 a year and carries 100 points, okay? Every single time that you have 500 points on your left team and 500 points on your right team, the system will cycle. It will take the 500 points away from each side, and you are eligible to earn a $500 commission. Notice I didn't say a $25 commission. I didn't say a $100 commission. We're not doing all the games and BS that this industry does where they cheat you out of your money and only pay you $25 commissions at a time. No. Every time you have 500 points on your left and 500 points on your right, you're going to make a $500 commission. And our associates, what does it take to be this? What does it take to earn this $500 a week? You go make 2 membership sales, one on your left side, one on your right side, and you're qualified as long as they remain active. Talk about that in a minute. You're eligible to make $500 a week, $2,000 a month, okay? And we didn't make this requirement. This isn't like, I could go pick any competitor in the space. You send me their compensation plan, and in 30 seconds, I can show you that typically, if here at our company, right, 5 sales left, 5 sales right pays you $500. Now, you don't have to make all the sales. This is an infinite pay binary. This means you get paid points from you to infinity on the left side and you to infinity on the right. So it doesn't matter where they are, no levels, no generations, no BS, okay? You go find a company out there. Most companies, for 10 sales, right? If there's 10 sales in an organization and they cost $250 for a sale, they might pay you $100. Might. Industry standard would be $37. That's what they would pay you. Industry standard, DSA statistic, $37 on 10 sales is what your commission would be. Here, you make 10 sales, whether you make them or whether you just make 2 and it turns into 10. We do not care. All points count, infinite levels to the top of the computer. You make a $500 commission, the largest in the industry, okay? So every time there's 500 points left, 500 points right, the system will cycle, you make a $500 check. Now, if you want to make more than that, we have levels of achievement. Our coppers, they can make up to $1,000 a week. They can cycle 2 times a week. So if they get 500 points left, 500 points right, cycles, that's $500. They do it again during the week, 500 points left, 500 points right, boom, they make $1,000 a week, okay? Our bronzes, those who make our bronze level, they're able to get 4 cycles a week. That's $2,000 a week. Right now in the company, we have lots of people currently making $2,000 a week every single week, okay? Our silvers, those people who make the silver level, they can make up to 7 cycles a week for $3,500. And our highest rank, hence is the name of the company, our gold members, our gold associates, get to cycle up to 14 times a week and up to $7,000 a week. Now, we're not talking about craziness. We're not talking about a whole bunch of crazy things to do. We're talking about things that non-professional networkers can do every single day. Because we don't cheat you out of where people are. We don't say you only get to go 10 generations deep. We don't cheat you and say, if you make 3 sales, you get to open up levels 5, 6, and 7. None of that garbage that the industry does to cheat you. No, really simple. We count from you to infinity, left and right. No matter where the sales come from, somebody above you places them underneath you, or if you make a sale, or somebody below you makes a sale, forever We count all the points. No questions asked. Okay? We have this simple recognition sheet that walks you through how you can become an associate, a bronze, a copper, a silver, a gold. And we're not talking about ridiculous numbers. Notice, to be a bronze and make $2,000 a week, you go out and make 3 sales on your left side and 3 sales on your right side and help one of those become a copper. Bam, you can make $2,000 a week. You want to make $7,000 a week? I'm not talking about 50 personal enrollments or all that garbage these companies do to make so you can make $28,000 a month. No, 8 sales left, 8 sales right, all active, buying a coin of the month or making a sale every month, either way, and you're eligible to make $7,000 a week. No gimmicks, no mirrors, no smoke. Simple, simple. So you're going to be asking yourself, Josh, how do I get the points, right? Where do the points come from? How do I get them? Well, they come from 2 things, and that's all, 2 things, okay? Every membership purchased in your organization counts for 100 points. Every one, no matter where, counts for 100 points. And every single coin of the month purchase counts for an additional 20 points. Wow. That's how the points are generated. So I'll tell you about the coin of the month in just a sec, but I'm going to proposition you with something. This is a real life example, okay? This happened to me 3 years ago with Mr. Richard Hansen, one of the co-founders here. And so I like to illustrate it. So if I was to call you up, and I'm in a nutraceutical company, I'm selling face cream, I'm selling weight loss shakes, I'm selling energy drinks, I'm selling candles, you name it, right? I come to you and I say, hey, Bob, I'm in a really bad spot, okay? I really, really need to borrow $5,000. I got some real problems going on. I need $5,000. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you $10,000 worth of my multivitamins, my weight loss shakes, my energy drinks. And can you loan me the $5,000? And if in 90 days I can't pay you back, you can keep all $10,000 worth of my multivitamins. Who would do the deal? Yeah, none of us would do the deal. We probably got the same stuff stacked up on the same shelf in our garage. We got the same weight loss shake that has no value in the world once it lands on my door. And I'm not going to do the deal. Okay? But let me show you what happens if you have gold and silver. And this really happened to me. Okay? If I was to call you up and say, hey, I've got $10,000 in gold or silver coins. I really need $5,000. Will you loan me $5,000? You can hold the $10,000 in coins, and if I don't pay you back in 90 days, you get to keep all the coins. Would you do that deal? Yeah, you do the deal, and you'd hope to heck I didn't show back up in 90 days, right? You'd hope to get heck you lost my phone number, that you changed cell numbers, that you moved across the county. That's the power and the difference between us and every other network marketing company in the world. Okay, we have a real tangible asset that has a real value that always will have a value. So let's take a second and look at our Coin of the Month program for a second. Okay, like most network marketing companies who have an auto ship program, we likewise have a similar program to an auto ship program. We call it our Coin of the Month program because it totally is. You are eligible to do it or not. You don't have to do it. Of course, 90% of our people do it because it's so wise, and you'll see why. Where we're going to ship you a graded numismatic MS70 coin every single month. Now we're getting ready to unlock with our new website next week to start these 3 different programs where we have 3 different options for you. We have what we call our Silver Eagle package, which I'll talk about in length here for a minute. We have our variety package, and we have our gold package. You get to choose which kind of coin you want, what you want to have come to your door. Our variety package that's coming out next week is awesome. Some really cool coins coming out with that. And our gold package is like the word says, it's MS70 pieces of gold. So let me walk you through a little bit about our Coin of the Month, our Silver Eagle package really quickly. It's a real product of value. It's just like the one on the screen. We're going to send you an MS70, Mint State 70, perfectly graded silver coin every single month. And you're going to stack it up, and you're going to put it with your other ones, okay? Here's why. That Coin of the Month is a real tangible asset with instant value. The minute it lands on your door, it has instant value, okay? This coin, for example, this coin, I always tell people, we're straight up here. The only product that has markup in our company is our Coin of the Month. Okay, the other products are at cost. Our coin of the month has markup to pay commissions. Remember, it carries 20 commissionable points. But here's what's different about us than every other company in the world in the space of network marketing. Their products, when they land on your door, have no value and will never be worth anything in the future. Our MS70 silver coin, when it lands on your door, has a value. We charge you $98 plus shipping to your door. This coin sells online anywhere from $60 to $70. You pay $98. So are you overpaying? A little bit, 20 bucks. But you cannot find one of these coins that in the future isn't worth much more than $98. For example, they have the potential to be worth much more. So look on the screen. 2012s are currently selling for $150. You'd have bought it for $98. The 1996s are selling for over $6,000. 1999s are selling for over $19,000. Now, do we know what the 2017s are going to be worth? Do I know what these 2017 ones are going to be worth? I don't. You don't either. Nobody in the world does. But I know this much. This much I know. I'm going to pull up my screen real quick. Maybe. So hopefully you get to see me again. This much I do know. This box of 2017 MS70 coins, okay, that I'm stacking up. I'm going to bury out back under the old apple tree. Nobody knows what that's going to be worth. Is it going to be worth $6,000 one day, $150, $200, $300, $19,000? No one knows. But here's what I do know. Unlike every other network marketing company you've ever been a part of, that coin has a real value and will be worth something in the future, unlike every other company. So why not build something that's got a real tangible asset that's building value into the future, okay? So we're going to go back here and show you the screen again. Give me 2 seconds. All right. So had you bought one MS70 coin, Silver Eagle, a month since 1986 when they started being made, so 30 years, you would have over $1 million, actually over $1.6 million in today's market value in coins. And you would have spent around $37,000 to get them. We really believe in our heart of hearts that every single person in America should be paying $98 a month for one of our coin of the months, should stack it on a shelf, put it in the safe, bury it out back under the old apple tree. We don't care what you do with it. You save it. And if you save them for 30 years, we are blessing your life immensely. Okay? What network marketing company can say that in the space? That by you buying our products, we know we're helping you in the future. Real quick, we're going to skip over this for a second. You just need to understand the industry network marketing, a couple things that would be really important to know. A company is not legal unless you would buy the company's product without the enticement of making money. I think you would agree here at 7K Metals, buying precious metals at the best price in the world is a product of great value. And we literally have thousands and thousands of people who have no desire to make a commission with us. They just want to buy gold and silver at the best price on earth, okay? That's awesome. Number two, does the company make me buy large amounts of their product to earn a larger commission? You'll see here that we don't do any of those games, right? Because that's illegal. And number three, you need to know a legal company network marketing has to have 66% of your commissions have to come from real customers, people who are never going to make a commission ever in the company. Because our product is of such great value, and our membership is such a great value, we currently have over 84% of our database is nothing more than real life customers who buy gold and silver every single month from the company with no desire to make a commission. How cool is that? Okay. Likewise, I just want to remind you that 7K Metals is a legal, legitimate entrepreneurial opportunity where you're building a real long-term future through tangible assets. Also, if you're going to share something with people you know, like, and trust, you need to know that you're not sharing a flaming pyramid and that you're sharing something real. It doesn't get any more real. It doesn't get any more tangible than gold and silver at the best price in the world. 7K Metals has truly changed the network marketing, referral marketing industry, and we've changed the precious metals purchasing experience. And we're on a mission to tell the world, and we're so thankful for all of you who join us every single week in our company. Literally hundreds and hundreds of people buy our membership every single week. Hundreds of people make commissions with us every single week, from $500 to $7,000 a week. And it's simply by sharing our revolutionary business model with people. And so for those that are guests tonight, we have a lot of guests on, so thank you for joining with us. Make sure you get with the person who invited you to tonight's webinar. Go to their website. It's going to be 7kmetals.com/something. Okay, they're going to give you a name, Bob, Susie, Sally, whatever it is. You're going to go there. I encourage you to watch a couple videos. There's a couple videos there: compensation plan, coin of the month, introduction. None of them are more than 2.5 minutes long. And make sure you check out our shopping cart and check out all our cool prices, and then grab one of our memberships and join with us and join the revolution and help us tell the world that there's a better way to buy precious metals, and more important than that, there's a way for the non-professional networker to make above average income, $500 to $7,000 a week. You decide, on a part-time or full-time basis, where you can take control of your own financial future and you can be in charge. And you can help us with our mission. So we appreciate everybody joining with us tonight and taking the time to be with us, especially our guests. We're going to do something for a minute. We're going to jump in and we're going to give you just a little bit of training tonight and some question and answer. So feel free to, at any time, type into the dialogue box any questions that you might have. I'll pull that up on my side so that I can make sure I see it. And if you have any questions, just click on the questions tab, type them in there. I'll make sure I get them answered tonight. And then I'm going to just jump into some trading. So maybe. Perfect. Well, just do me a favor. You're welcome to use the question and answer section. Okay, then we're going to get into some training. So I'm going to jump into some training. Any questions that come in will get answered here in the next few minutes, okay? So a couple things that you want to be aware of in the company that are really important. If you're going to go out and build a business here with us, I'm going to switch over to the screen. So if you're going to come out and you're going to build a business with us, here's something that I think you really ought to be aware of. There's simple ways to build this business and there's complicated ways. The simplest ways to build this business is, number one, to pique people's interest. Now, there's a lot of ways to pique someone's interest in business. You can do it through a phone call, a text message, a social media post. You can do it in person. You can do it over the telephone. But there's some key elements to piquing someone's interest. Some of the key elements, and if you're taking notes tonight, write a couple of these down. But some of the things that are really simple is, I like this phrase because it diffuses a lot of tension. You start out by telling someone, hey, Sally, I've come across something. It may or may not be for you, but I would love to send you a 2.5-minute video and see if there's any fit. Something that diffuses a situation, right? It may or may not be for you. Those are statements that calm people down, okay? One of the things that Richard always talks about is that we have to be a product of the product, number one, and we have to be excited about what we're talking about. So what is ways that we can be a product of the product and that we can help people understand the product? Well, the simplest way is, throughout your travels every day, make sure you're packing around some gold and silver, right? Pack around some gold or some silver coins or some MS-70 coins and drop them in people's hands. Take the opportunity to put those in someone's hands, let them jingle them, let them hear them. And when you drop those in someone's hands, people are always going to say the same thing. They're going to say, whoa, what's that? And you're going to say, oh, that's real silver. That's Silver Eagles. See, hear how they ting, they make noise and they ting together. You're then going to say, yeah, I'm in this really cool company called 7K Metals. They're totally changing the precious metals buying experience. I'm buying this stuff cheaper than any pawn shop on the planet. And when they say, whoa, okay, you're now going to hit them with, once you pique their interest, you're going to show them the plan. How am I going to show the plan? There's 3 ways you can throw a plan. I don't want you showing any more than about 3 ways. The 3 ways that I'm going to have you show the plan, number 1 is with a video. You're going to say, hey, go to this website and watch this introduction video. In 2.5 minutes, it'll show you what we're talking about. Or, hey, let me text you a link to a video, and I'm going to call you back in 5 minutes, or I'm going to call you back tonight at 8 o'clock and find out what you thought about that video, what you liked in the video. Or you're going to invite them to a live event. A live event can be a live conference call. We have them every single day at noon, or in the middle of the day and in the evenings. If you go to the events tab, you'll see that noon Central and 8 p.m. Central Time, there's a conference call opportunity meeting put on by Tony Hover, Jason Andrus, Diane Graber, every single day, Monday through Friday. We also have this webinar once a week where one of the co-founders is here to share it. So that's a way to share the plan, right? Or number 3, you can share it in a live meeting if you're holding any live meetings in your home or in your area, in an office. Those are the ways you're going to show the plan. Videos first. That's the simplest. It's duplicatable. It's easy. A conference call, a recorded webinar or a live webinar, or a live event in your area, okay? So you're going to use a tool to share the plan. You're going to be the messenger, not the message, okay? And the key there is you got to follow up with people. So we call the system PS3. Number 1, pique someone's interest. Number 2, show them the plan. Number 3, you got to do a 3-way call or get their questions answered. If they want to sign up immediately, they watch the videos, they come to a webinar, they want to sign up immediately, you let them. But if they have questions, you want to get them on the phone with somebody who knows the answers to those questions. And that can be someone in your upline or downline on a 3-way call where you can have third-party validation where somebody other than yourself can answer the questions, even if you know the answer to the questions. You know, I know all the answers to the questions. Myself, Zach, and Richard, and Roger, and Sam Cook, we built the company, right? We know every answer. But if somebody calls and asks me a question, guess what most of the time I do? Same thing I'm asking you to do. I put them on the phone with Zach. Put them on the phone with Richard. Why? Because there's a power in a 3-way call, in a third-party validation, someone else in your upline answering the question, okay? And then the key is in the follow-up. You got to follow up with folks. So after you pique someone's interest, you've shown them the plan with a video or a live event or a webinar or a conference call, and if they got questions, got them on a 3-way call, then you're going to make sure you close. You're going to ask for the sell. One of the things that's just really sad to me is I'm not going to pick on this lady tonight. I'll be careful here. I won't pick on her. But there's a lady on the webinar tonight who I believe 4 people contacted her about 7K Metals. Okay, they contacted her, told her to watch a video. They piqued her interest. They showed her the plan. Now, the first 4 people that contacted her sent her the link to the video over a month period. Now, she didn't watch the video immediately. Okay, she didn't watch it immediately. Of those 4 people, the problem was no one followed up. No one called to see if she had watched the video. Guess what happened? The 5th person who called her, she said, yeah, I've already been told, but I haven't seen the videos. And she said, I'm going to send it to you. She watched it. That person followed up, Renee Torgerson, who's followed up. She followed up with her, and she enrolled. I wonder if the first 4 people ever even knew that they had a sell done. And that lady's now done a fabulous job here and made commissions with us. I wonder if they knew that all they had to do was follow up. And they would be reaping the rewards today. They'd be making big commission checks because of this wonderful, wonderful lady. Okay? So the key is in the follow-up. And that's how simple the plan is. The 4-step process, simple 4 steps. Pique someone's interest, show them the plan, 3-way call, close. Step 5, repeat. That's how simple it is. Okay? Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it too complicated or those things. So that's going to be the training for tonight. I'm going to jump into some questions. We got some questions here, and so let's see if we can't get a few of these answered for you. So we have a question here. What about, this is from Devin, what about, it says, what about corporate sponsors? Well, I don't exactly know, Devin, what you're fully asking. So if you want to elaborate on that, if you're asking if a corporation can have a membership, yes. We have lots of corporations that have memberships. Lots of companies have memberships. If you're asking if corporate companies can endorse us or go out and talk about us, we actually have some pretty big corporations out there in the space of precious metals talking about us every single day, especially when it comes to even like the grading companies right now. We are the newest member of NGC. They're coming out to meet with us here. They're setting up a date. We're buying so many coin of the months, so many graded coins, that we are currently in the top 10 in the world for purchasing graded coins, and we will be number 1 by December. And that's not hype. We will easily be number 1 by December. So we'll see if that looks what you're looking for. Let me read this real quick. Well, perfect. So we appreciate a couple of these others. Let me see. I got another one here from Devin. Do you know about the old network marketing company Family of Eagles? So Devin, let me just tell you. Devin's asking if we know about the old company Family of Eagles. Well, yes, a great deal. When you get a chance to hear Mr. Richard Wayne Hansen, one of the co-founders here at 7K Metals, Richard Wayne Hansen was the original creator of Family of Eagles. It was his brainchild. It was his company. He wasn't the owner of that company. He was the master distributor, and he is the one who invented the entire idea. That company grew at a great, great pace, and if you're aware of it, they grew immensely fast. They were a different model, and they got in trouble because their model was taking gold and silver bullion, marking it up to pay commissions. Federal government stepped in after they had 400,000 members around the world and said, you can't mark up a commodity. Thank goodness they had that experience, because we were able to learn as a company, and when we launched, we were able to use that information to know a really important, valuable thing. Number one, federal government loves our company. We're licensed in all 50 states and in all the municipalities, in all the 50 states and the municipalities that make us register. And where we're so different is we are a membership model. We actually allow you to buy gold and silver cheaper than every wholesaler on earth. Okay, so that made us very, very legal and legitimate. Second, the only product we mark up is an MS70 coin, which is not classified as bullion. It's classified as a numismatic collector's coin. And this collector's coin, this is what's really cool. That coin I'm holding up, the place right now that's selling more in the world than anyone, who we will beat shortly, is QVC and the Home Shopping Network. They sell this coin every day. If you turn on the TV, you'll see it in an 8-hour period. You'll see it twice. They sell it for $130. We're selling it for $98, right? So the person on earth selling the most currently sells it for $30 more than us. The regulators love that about our company, okay? That we're not the most expensive. We're actually cheaper, and even the product that we have that has markup and commission tied to it is that kind of a value. So that's really cool. So yeah, we're quite aware of them. So cool. Perfect. So I'll take any other questions. We got one other one here from Dave. Dave asked a really good question. This is a good question, Dave. So let's just see here. Well, Dave's asking the question, what is the best closing technique? So I'm going to share with you something that my grandfather taught to me. My grandfather was my mentor, one of my mentors who taught me about sales. Okay, my grandfather was one of the best salespeople this world's ever seen. He encouraged me to read a book called The Closers 1 and 2. Give me 2 seconds and I'll grab one off my shelf. If you're interested in knowing what the book is, I keep them on my bookshelf. The Closers 1 and 2, okay, by Bengay III. This is a psychological study of sales that I really enjoy because it outlines in there all of the sales techniques in the world. Every technique, whether it's the whether you're using pity, whether you're using pressure, whether you're using leverage, all these things, right? And what this book, in book number 2, identifies that's really unique is he does a study, and he says he studied the top 100 salespeople in the world making the highest commissions in the 1980s and 1990s. And what he found out was there was not one single technique that was better than another technique. The techniques were more fit to individuals, okay? But he did find that no matter what technique you were using, whether it was an assumptive close, assumptive would be things like, so let's you're done, they've shown the plan, you've answered their questions, so the assumptive close would be, let's go get you a membership right now. I'm assuming that you're going to purchase, right? Whether you're using that or whether you were using another form, he said it doesn't matter what close you're using, but there's elements to the sell that are more important than the close. And here are the elements of the sell. Okay, I'll walk you through them quickly. And he identified that there are 4 parts to a sell, and that 80% of the salespeople in the world were doing it wrong, and that 20% of the salespeople in the world were doing it right. But those 20% were getting 80% of the sales, right? That 80-20 rule. But here was the sales process, okay, in there, and how he identified it. He said, number 1 was in the sales process is getting to know someone's needs. Number 2 was solving someone's needs. Number 3 was giving a presentation. And number 4 was the close. Okay, so he identified these 4 parts to the sell. That's first, find out their needs. Second, solve their needs. Third, the presentation. Fourth, the close. What he identified was that the bad salespeople in the world, people who were not doing it right, and who the 80% of the salespeople in the world who were only making up 20% of the sales, they were spending the following time ratios on those 4 areas. They were spending 5% of their time on finding out someone's needs, 5% on solving their needs, 45% on giving the presentation, and 45% on the close. And if during the 1990s and 2000s, if any of you went to a car dealership, you experienced that sales process, right? They'd say, hey, Josh, how are you? How you doing today? Great. Perfect. Glad you could come in. Want to look at a new car. They're finding out my needs that fast, right? Yeah, I want to get a new car. Now they don't even know my needs, and they're right on to solving it. Perfect. Let's go over here and check out this Ford F-150, this Chevy Silverado. And they sit me down. Then they're going to spend 45% of the time telling me about the features, right? They're telling me about this has airbags and this has towing package and look, it's got gray leather, all the features, the presentation. And then they're going to spend 45% of the time trying to close me, right? With the old games of let me talk to my manager, let me go back and what would, if I could get the number to this, would you get in would you buy today? All that garbage, right? That's a bad model. Let me walk you through the keys to the sale. If you want to be one of the multi-million-dollar earners in the space of network marketing, or whether you want to go sell cars and you want to be the highest paid salesman on a car dealership, it doesn't matter. You have to flip the model. The key is, number 1, you got to spend 45% of your time finding out about someone's needs. And how do you do that? It's really simple. Use a simple system that Zach likes to talk about called FORM. Form F stands for family. Find out about their family. How many kids do they have? What kind of brothers and sisters do they have? Do they have young children or older children? Okay, you're going to find out about their family. Number 2, O, you're going to find out about their occupation. What do you do for work? What do you love about your job? What do you hate about your job? How did you go into that career, right? Out of those things, you're going to find out indicators that are going to tell you about problems they have. You're finding out their needs. 3, F-O-R, recreation. You're going to ask questions like, so what do you do for fun? They're going to tell you, I like to hunt elk. Hence is the reason why I got this crazy white beard going on, right, that keeps changing colors on me. I like to hunt. So we're going to find out about what do you like to do for fun? Well, I like to hunt elk. I like to ride motorcycles. You're finding out their needs. Wouldn't you like to do those things more? How often do you get to go? You're finding out touch points. So those are the ways that we're going to find out people's needs. You talk to them about their family, their occupation, and their recreation. Okay. Good salespeople spend 45% of their time finding out about people's needs. They then spend 45% of the time solving their needs. Man, you know what, Josh? You said that you would love to spend more time out chasing elk, but that you don't necessarily love your job. If I could show you a way to make an extra up to $7,000 a week part-time, that could probably free up a lot more time to go chase elk or to go coach your son's football, right? So 45% of their time they spend on finding out their needs, 45% on solving their needs, and then they only got to spend 5% on the presentation because it's simple by that point, right? Hey, we got to, here, check out our comp plan. 500 points, you get $500. How tough is that to solve those needs? And then they spend 5% of the time on the close. Why? Because they found out all their needs, they solved all their needs. Now the close can come down to something just as simple as what I like to do. And to answer your original question, best technique for me is what I call the assumptive close. Because if I have found out your needs and I've solved your needs, all I do now is I assume you're going to join by saying, you know what, it only makes sense. Let's jump on the computer and grab you one of those memberships right now. I assume you're in, okay? That's how I do it. Now, there's other people who love, the Ben Franklin close. They like all these other closes. But if we go through and we identify the parts of the sale and we go through that process properly, everybody joins. Everybody participates. So take a look at it. If you want to read it, it's in Ben Gabe III. These are old books, but they're awesome when you get to that part of the book. So, great. We're running a little late on questions, so hopefully, Dave, that helped. I'm not going to get to all the rest of these tonight. I like to try and keep this to an hour. We appreciate everybody being with us and taking the time to join us tonight. All I can say is this. We are changing forever network marketing and precious metals. We didn't copy anyone. We didn't do anything anyone else is doing. We built something unique, simple. We pay us the highest commission in the world, the highest cycle bonus ever, $500. We've made the qualifications as simple as we could make them for one reason. We want non-professional networkers, people that have never been able to succeed in the space, to find success. And we literally have paid thousands of people now. Over 2,000 people have earned commissions since January here at 7K Metals. And remember, the smallest commission we have is $500. You find me a network marketing company that's less than a year old that's paid over 2,000 people over $500. We've paid over 1,000 people $5,000 in a year. We've made the qualifications as simple as we could make them for non-professionals to find success. And so we appreciate you coming with us. Join with us next Wednesday night as one of the co-founders, Zach Davis, Richard Hansen, take an opportunity to answer your questions and to share a presentation with your newest members. We appreciate being with us. We're gonna sign off tonight, say good night. I hope everyone has a great rest of the weekend. For all of you out in Florida, brace for that hurricane. Be wise. Do what they ask you to do. For all of you in Texas who have been affected, we wish you the very best. We're praying for you, and we're sending our charity and our aid down to help you rebuild. And for all of you up in Montana, Oregon, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, who are stuck with forest fires, we're praying that the snow comes early. Everybody have a great night. God bless you, and we look forward to seeing you next week.